everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spiritual Superpowers. So today we were going to film this video together, but the universe intervened and we decided to do this video chat instead. So anyway, today we're going to talk about soul realignment, and we're going to be revisiting some of the soul realignments that I had in particular, but remembering that Dawn had a soul realignment done. And we've also had a relationship reading done. And all of this has been done through our dear friend named Marilyn Penny.
Hi, Marilyn.
Marilyn. You know, it's great to get a soul realignment, but it's very important to get some follow-ups, because what I understand from Marilyn is when you do that first soul realignment session and you have the homework to do, it's just the first layer of the onion. You're basically uncovering some blocks and hopefully allowing for those blocks to dissipate, but only to the degree that you can handle.
Yeah, it's continued work, right?
Yeah.
It's not one and done. We don't just get to go and someone waves their magical wand and everything's fine. It's, you know, we're on a soul journey. So someone's kind enough, like Marilyn Penny, to work in our records and set some things in motion to write themselves. And we do our work, our homework. But as those things are uncovered and are healed, then it reveals the next layer that we need to continue to work on.
Yeah. I recorded this session with Marilyn, so I'm going to play a few clips of it now.
So we're doing a soul realignment follow-up. So you've done an initial soul realignment, and this would be a follow-up reading. So it's sort of the next layer of blocks. Like you were saying, we're like an onion. We just keep peeling and peeling, because we don't want everything revealed to us all at once, because we'd go into maybe a crisis of healing if we were trying to fix everything at once. It's like eating all the food in your life in one go. Like you're not going to do that. We're never really finished our work in our transformational journey, which is exciting because it's like it's in consumable bites. Like you get, here's a little bit of information, I can work on that and move in this direction, and then give me some more blocks to work on and I'll clear those and I'll move in this direction. Okay, so your soul characteristics. So where you come from, the laws are interpreted a little bit differently than they are here. So you are enjoying a little bit of a different experience. Like you might sometimes feel like you don't quite fit in, or a bit of a tourist in a foreign country at times. So you might try to conform, like to try to fit in with other people by following society's norms. And I think maybe that maybe you this spiritual journey that you were having, you were trying to follow along and do what was expected. And now you're kind of, you know, stepping into your difference and enjoying that. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. I've always called myself the black sheep of the family.
And we've talked about your energy, which is all about communication. So very much in line with what you're doing, you're speaking, you're writing, like all your expression with people. And it's really important for you to have an audience, which you do, which is wonderful. And expressing yourself verbally or in written form is really your true gift. Okay, so you can even do more of that. Do you do writing at all? I know we've kind of talked a bit about that.
I used to as a child, and you know how you are your true self as a child?
Yes.
I used to write stories.
Okay.
I wanted to be an author. You know, when you have those little books where you say what you want to be when you grow up. When I was little, I wanted to be an author.
Oh,
and
cool.
I switched to veterinarian.
I was going to be a veterinarian. Everybody at some point, until they said you're going to be a doctor, and I went, oh no, okay.
Yeah. So, and now I'm an animal communicator, you know, and spiritual advisor. So, I mean, I have to add in the writing piece. I think that'll come at some point.
So 12 lifetimes ago, you were male. Your sister was married to a physically abusive man. So you tried to protect her, but it was very difficult for you. So she hatched a plan that you would actually eliminate him, kill him or her, and make it look like she did it. The negative unjust karma still sits there as that feeling of withdrawal. So the whole sort of relationship would deteriorate because of that. And then the bargain is sitting there too. Okay, the next one is 8 lifetimes ago, you were female. And interesting though, I wanted to point out that your initial soul realignment were much more recent lifetimes. And these are further back. These are deeper. So it's when you've already addressed sort of the more recent, what's more relevant, then we're going a little bit deeper, a little bit. That's really cool.
Neat, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So you met and fell madly in love with a man who you felt was your soulmate. It was a fiery, passionate romance. So that initiated a soulmate contract.
Yeah.
As it turns out, though, he was an addict. But his addictions, he managed things well for the most part, but you didn't really realize how bad it was because he covered it up. But you actually did take vows of sacrifice and silence because it was going to be a tough road. And you were going to keep quiet about it because he had a good job and he wanted to look good to people on the outside, but inside or behind closed doors, he really struggled with a lot of demons and a lot of addictions and problems. He fell off the wagon many times during your marriage, but he always seemed to get back on track and apologize and you start again. And I have one more past lifetime story for you. This is 7 lifetimes ago and you were female. You met a politician at an event. He was quite taken with you. Though he was engaged to be married to someone good for his career, quote unquote. But he was so taken with, so smitten. He ultimately decided that he couldn't go through with the marriage, broke up with her, and he decided to pursue you and be with you. So she was understandably a bit pissed. She placed a negative intention on you with the energy of disempowerment, which is interesting. So she went out of her way to make you feel small, insignificant, and not good enough for him. And now, for the big event, I have 4 current life stories.
Oh,
so the current life stories, yes. So the current life stories are, I give you an age and a year, and then we just sort of chat about what was going on in your life, and then the blocks that are coming up, okay? So the first one's age 17, 1984-85.
Yep, high school, lots of crap going on.
Okay, so there is showing up primary God spark damage, and the primary God spark is like our umbilical cord to the universe that gives us our vital force energy. So that trauma has stayed with you since you were 17. So it's really clear that. And the last story is age 52, 2019-2020.
Well, that's when I was diagnosed, right? So
I wondered, yeah. Because remember you had asked me why that didn't come up in the first round?
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't ready.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah. Okay. So here there's another block in your 5th chakra, in your throat chakra in the story too. So that's about expressing what you wanted. And I know you had said you really struggled with getting a diagnosis. You were expressing your need, but you weren't being heard. Right? That sounds like what was happening. So you were able to express what you wanted because you knew what was going on, but you weren't being heard or not expressing it in a way that people were getting it.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to do you a divine guidance card. Oh, I love these cards. So I'm going to pull one for you. We'll see what you need to know for today. Ooh, 31. There's 31. It's kind of blue and green. It looks like a big eye in the middle. So I'll send you a picture of it. Oh, awakening. This is a powerful card. You are now entering into a complete awakening to your higher self, your intuition, your gifts, your role on the planet, and your divine plan. The opening of your heart center is allowing your inner vision to see clearly In turn, this is empowering you on many levels, both energetically and intuitively, to walk your path and do what you have come here to do. Your awakening will subconsciously call out to others to step into their own light as well.
I have got a lot of messages that I'm like going through another level of awakening right now.
Wow.
I'm just on.
Oh,
So yeah,
I
that's,
love that.
yeah.
Oh, I'm excited for you. That's amazing. Amazing.
As you heard, these fairly traumatic experiences, happen in some of my former lives. But what struck me is that there were a lot of blocks that came up from my current life this time around. And the main one being the time frame where I was diagnosed with cancer. I remembering asking Marilyn why that never came up in the previous soul realignment. And, her answer back then was, you're probably not ready to release it or deal with it right now. And so now that it's come up as a block, maybe I'm ready to release it now.
Yeah. And how do you feel about that?
I do feel that it's not just the soul realignment, but all sorts of things are coming together to help me, get rid of this cancer once and for all.
Mm-hmm. There was some work that you needed to do, which you have done.
Yes.
And now it's uncovering, what it is that you really want to focus on and what you want to heal. So I think it just shows that it takes time.
There's also another thing that she sent me afterwards, that she also measures your soul's vibration when she does these. Last year at this time, I was 4.9. 4.9 is reflective of fourth dimension and then some.
Oh, okay.
So what she says here is your soul vibration last year at this time was 4.9, which is a level when you're starting your spiritual journey. So just, at that 5, knocking on the door of that 5. And now you're stepping into the 5th dimension, recognizing you're not only ego, but exist beyond the ego. When I measured your rate at this time, it was 5.6. Yay. This means that you are seeking spiritual empowerment and greater self-determination, as well as divine self-expression. Our 5th dimensional vibration rate rises as we develop great consciousness of ourselves as a spiritual being. But I'll just explain as well, operating in the 6th dimensional vibration, 6 or above, is rare, as it means you are fully living your divinity in all aspects of your life.
Okay. All right. Well then, viewers, stay tuned. 6 months from now, Caron will have another soul alignment and she might be in the 6th dimension by then. Self-actualization.
All right. So thanks everyone for watching, and remember to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit that little notification bell to make sure that you don't miss another episode.
Yeah, and we'll include Marilyn Penny's information down below. And while you're there, maybe hit that like button, and we'll see you again.
All right.
Bye.